I'm currently working on a big Hallmark series that is coming soon, but for now, here's a very delayed summer reading recap. The first one I only made it 28% through, so let's call it 0.28. The Deadlands by Benjamin Percy. I gave 0 out of 5. I quit this due to a dozen very descriptive part about dead animals. I'll pass on the rest, and I do not recommend. Number 1, The Dark Tower, The Gunslinger by Stephen King. I gave 2 out of 5. I liked the movie of this and had decided to read the series after watching it, but was told that they're nothing alike and the books are way better. I haven't seen the movie in years, so I can't say this for sure, but I'm pretty sure I disagree with that. This is only the first book of the series, and it really failed to suck me in. All I managed to catch was that Roland is trying to find the man in black, so he goes on a long journey and has a kid named Jake join him. I did continue to read the series after this, but I do not recommend it. Number 2, The Drawing of Three by Stephen King. I gave 0.5 out of 5. I'm very confused why this was written, and more so, why it was recommended to me. I wasn't expecting so many drug references. Usually I like drug stories, but I wasn't expecting it here and didn't like it as an addition to the story at all. The main reason why I don't like this is the constant mention of rape. It felt like every few pages the word was used. Here are some quotes from the book. They could try to rape her, but she would kill them with her cunt. And if we were going to rape you, you'd be one well-raped woman by now. And sleep would rape him. Just stop. It's awful, and I do not recommend. 2.18, The Wastelands by Stephen King. I gave 0.5 out of 5. The third and probably last book of the Dark Tower series that I will ever be reading. The previous had so many uses of the word rape, and this one detailed so many dead animals. I'm just done with the series and will not recommend. At this point, I wouldn't even recommend Stephen King as an author at all. Number 3, Esio Trot by Roald Dahl. I gave 0.5 out of 5. I have a separate video coming on Roald Dahl books. Some I still love. This one is just not one. If you want to hear about animals literally dying to be pets, then this one is for you. Number 4, The Boy Who Talked with Animals by Roald Dahl. I gave 0 out of 5. This one is even worse. I wanted to enjoy reading all of his books, but they're full of such tragic stories of animals. I don't recommend these first 2. Number 5, The Hitch-hiker by Roald Dahl. I gave 2.5 out of 5. A story of a man and a hitchhiker. It's short and clever. I like it, but it's not mind-blowing at all. I'd give it a soft recommendation. Number 6, The Mildenhall Treasure by Roald Dahl. I gave 2.5 out of 5. A sad story of how law kept a man from keeping the treasure that he found on his own property. It's frustrating, but a good enough read. I'd also give this one a soft recommend. Number 7, The Swan by Roald Dahl. I gave 0.5 out of 5. A boy tries to get other boys to stop hunting, and they hunt him instead. It's very dark, and I do not recommend. Number 8, The Wonderful World of Henry Sugar by Roald Dahl. I gave 4 out of 5. The story of a man who illegally obtains money and uses it on orphanages. I'd recommend. Number 9, Lucky Break, How I Became a Writer by Roald Dahl. I gave 4 out of 5. The title of this one is pretty self-explanatory. I'd recommend it if you're curious of how he got into writing. Number 10, A Piece of Cake by Roald Dahl. I gave 4 out of 5. A short story of a pilot who crashes into a desert in the war. I'd recommend. Number 10, The Enormous Crocodile by Roald Dahl. I gave 2 out of 5. A children's book of a crocodile finding something to eat. It's simple and okay, I guess, for a kid. Number 12, James and the Giant Peach by Roald Dahl. I gave 3 out of 5. James finds a peach that keeps growing and meets some talking insects inside and uses it to run away from his current horrible living conditions. I'd recommend for adults, but not for children. Number 13, The Giraffe and the Pelly and Me. I gave 3.5 out of 5. A story of a giraffe, a pelican, and a monkey's window cleaning business. I would recommend. Number 14, Billy and the Minpins by Roald Dahl. I gave 4 out of 5. A young boy named Billy isn't allowed to go into the forest, but curiosity gets the best of him and he does it anyway and meets tiny creatures called the Minpins. I do recommend. Number 15, Revolting Rhymes by Roald Dahl. I gave 1 out of 5. A collection of classic fairy tales. Do not recommend, just read the classics. Number 16, Dirty Beasts by Roald Dahl. I gave 1.5 out of 5. A collection of short stories of mostly hungry beasts. Do not recommend. George's Marvelous Medicine by Roald Dahl. I gave 0 out of 5. A young boy poisons his grandmother. Do not recommend. Number 18, The Twits by Roald Dahl. I gave 2 out of 5. A couple plays pranks on each other until they disappear. I do not recommend. Number 19, The Magic Finger by Roald Dahl. I gave 1 out of 5. An anti-hunting story with a girl who stops the horrendous sport with her finger snap. Anti-hunting still includes hunting scenes, so I would not recommend this. Number 20, Boy, Tales of Childhood by Roald Dahl. I gave 1 out of 5. An autobiography focused on his childhood. It's full of child abuse and I would not recommend. Number 21, Going Solo by Roald Dahl. I gave 3 out of 5. An autobiography focused on his time in the war. I don't love war, but it's written well, so I'd give it a soft recommend. 22, Matilda by Roald Dahl. 5 out of 5. You probably already know this story, but it's a young girl named Matilda who is so smart that she has magical powers. Number 23, The Witches by Roald Dahl. I gave 0 out of 5. I hated the movie, so not surprised that I did not enjoy the book either. I don't recommend, and especially don't recommend the annoying-ass audiobook. It was unbearable. Number 24, The BFG by Roald Dahl. I gave 3.5 out of 5. A girl befriends a giant. I would recommend this one. Number 25, Danny and the Champion of the World by Roald Dahl. I gave 0 out of 5. It's a pro-animal killing story, and I do not recommend it at all. Number 26, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory by Roald Dahl. I gave 4.5 out of 5. I'm sure you know this story already as well. A poor boy named Charlie finds a golden ticket that gives him access to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. Number 27, Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator by Roald Dahl. I gave 2 out of 5. I don't remember what this one was about or any of my thoughts on it, but I rated it 2 stars on Goodreads, so I'm guessing I wouldn't recommend it. That's all for my summer's reading. My fall one is already this long, and we have over a month left of the season. But more importantly, Hallmark videos will be back very soon, and there's a lot of them. See you then.